straight in. Guys, so in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about this super simple trading strategy that we've been utilizing in the VIP Discord to generate 4.5% just last week, 2.4% the week before, 2.25% the week before, and to make 20% in April. And as you can see, we've been making a very consistent return every single month using this exact same trading strategy. Now, last week we took a total of 6 trades altogether, and all of these trades were sent into the VIP Discord for the members to be able to take with me. And the link to join the VIP membership is down in the description. And whilst you're there, if you could leave a like, comment, and also subscribe, I would be ever so grateful. But without further ado, let's jump straight into this trading strategy, because as I mentioned, it is super simple. We only took 6 trades the entirety of last week, and we were able to generate 4.5% total gain on the account. Now I'm going to showcase every single trade that we took, whether that be a loss, whether it be a break even, whether it be a win. So I'm going to show you every single trade that we took, all 6 that we took in the entirety of last week, and show you how every single one follows this exact same rule set and this exact same trading plan. But before we jump into actually going onto the charts, let's first take a look at the rules that we have for this trading strategy. So it is very simple. We have no higher time frame bias or POIs. Now, this is something that I deviated from on one of the trades where we did add a higher time frame bias or a POI that we had, and this actually stopped us from getting an early stop loss. This is again something that I teach in the VIP Discord, so it's not going to be for YouTube, because it is something that I teach majority to everyone who is inside of the Discord group. But nonetheless, the first rule that we have is no higher time frame bias or POI. Once we're up 2%, we TP half and we move to break even. No time restrictions. However, we do not take a trade after 3 p.m. We only look for a 5-minute market structure shift. We enter at a fair value gap or an order block, or the market structure shift that was created. We have a minimum 1-to-1 risk to reward. And the simplest way to tell you this trading strategy is we mark out the Asia high and low between the times of midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. We wait for a sweep, we wait for a market structure shift, and then that is it. It is a super simple strategy that you can use around your work, around your loved ones, and hopefully create you that passive income on the side, or that additional income on the side, which can then lead to this becoming your full-time income. Now, having said that, if we take a look at the trading plan that we have, all we simply do is we mark out the Asia highs and lows. Now, again, this is for me between midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. We wait for a sweep of either side. So we wait for either a sweep of the Asia high or the sweep of the Asia low. Then once we've got that sweep, we identify a 5-minute market structure shift. Without a market structure shift, there is no trade. We take an entry on the order block or the fair value gap that created the market structure shift, or sometimes even the area that created the market structure shift as a whole. We have a minimum of a 1-to-1 risk to reward. If there isn't a minimum of a 1-to-1, then we do not take the trade. We go break even after a structural break, and we take profit at the opposing liquidity, with stops being at the most local high. Now, I know this is a lot of information that I'm giving to you and I'm regurgitating. However, as we jump onto the charts, all of this will make a lot more sense. So having said that, let's actually jump onto the charts so that you guys can get a first-hand experience of how we actually mark out these trades. So what we would do is we will go and identify this first trade that we took on Monday, the 20th. I sent this at 7:43 a.m. and it was a SPY buy limit. So we are on the charts on Monday, and if I quickly remove these drawings right here, then our first call to action is to actually go back before 7 a.m. And right here, what we're going to do is we're going to identify the highest point of the Asia session and also the lowest point of the Asia session. So that is our first step: mark out the Asia session high and low. So if I tick that off and I come back to the charts, what I like to do is I like to use an indicator called the Asian session range. Now, when I turn this on, it is simply going to mark out with a blue box the Asia session range high and the Asia session range low. As we can see with this blue box in the background, it gives me a nice visual representation of where everything is. This way I don't have to manually do it myself. However, if you are just starting out, I would highly recommend that you do this yourself without the aid of an indicator, because indicators can be wrong. But if we just double check, as you can see by my crosshair, this candle right here was at midnight UK time, and this candle right here is 6:55. So we just need one more right there. So that is the 7 a.m. candle. That is the midnight candle. And this is the range in between. So once we've done that, we've got the first thing out, we've ticked it off. Now we move on to the second, which is to wait for a sweep of either the high or the low. Remember, no higher time frame bias, no POI. So all we're going to do is wait for price to sweep either side of this range. So if I play price on, we can see right here, it is very minimalistic. However, we get a sweep of the Asia low. Now this was the low right here, and price swept it right there. Therefore, once we've got that sweep, we can now move on to the next step, which is to identify a 5-minute market structure shift. So if we see what price action is doing, we can see that we've got this lower low, lower high, lower low. Therefore, in order for us to have the market structure shift, we need to break above this lower high right here. So if I mark this out like this, once we get a break above this area, this lower high, that is our market structure shift. And as we can see right there, price does go on and give us that market structure shift. It closed above this previous lower high. Therefore, we've now put in a higher high. Therefore, our next anticipation is that we're going to get a higher low and then a new higher high. This is where we can now start to identify where we're going to take the trade. So we take the trade at either the order block, fair value gap, or the area that created the market structure shift. Now there's no order block that I can see. The fair value gap is all the way down here, and SPY does not like to return to the extreme, and which is something that I found out through my back testing. So what we did is, in this instance, we used this candle right here as our order block. So this was the order block that we wanted to take our entry from. So what we do is we put our entry at the open of this order block, stops just below the most local low, and then we target the opposing liquidity, which in this case is the Asia high. So now we can tick everything off because we have a minimum 1-to-1 risk to reward, as we can see right there. We go break even after a structural break, and we take profit at the opposing liquidity. So that is our trade setup. Once this happened, I then sent this into the Discord as a SPY buy limit once we broke right here. And this is where I told everyone to get in just like this, as we can see. Now, it is unfortunate that price then came back and swiftly took us straight out. Now, this was a very early loss that we had on the Monday. However, losses are simply part of the game. We don't shy away from losses. We know that losses do occur within our trading strategy because we understand that our win rate is between 60 to 70%. This means out of 10 trades, 6 out of 7 or 6 to 7 will win. The remaining 3 to 4 will lose. We don't know when they will come, but we know that they will come. Now, having said all of that, the first trade that we took on the Monday ended up being a loss. So SPY gave us our first loss for the week. Now, if we move on, the second trade that I sent was on US 30, and that was on the Monday at 11:16 in the morning. We jump over to the charts so that we can actually understand why we took this trade. Then you guys will understand it was for the exact same reason. So I've left the drawings on as to exactly how we ended up taking this trade so that we can go through this together. Okay, so we've got the Asia session low. We've got the Asia session high as denoted by the Asian session range. So again, if we come back to our trading plan and we tick everything back off and we start off again. Mark out the Asia session high and low, wait for a sweep of either the high or the low. So as we can see, we get a sweep of the low. Now we have to wait for a 5-minute market structure shift. So if we take a look at what structure is doing right here, we can see we've got a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Therefore, we haven't got any market structure shifts. Therefore, we are now simply just waiting. We do not do anything. We're waiting for the markets to give us a market structure shift. Right. So once we understand this, we're waiting for the market structure shift. We come back into the Discord. We can see right here is where I identified the markets to give us that market structure shift right there. Once we get this, we identify our order block, which is right here. We take the entry at the order block, and then we put our stops at the local low. We put our TP at the opposing liquidity, which is all the way up here. So then I sent this trade into the Discord for everyone to be able to take with me. I said US30 buy right here. Once we got into this trade, price then started to move away and it got very, very close to our take profit. It was away from our take profit by about 11 points. So it's very close. At this point, we were floating 1 to 1.5. The trade was for a 1 to 2.1. So we were very close. We were up 1.5% on this trade. And this is when I told everyone to go break even. Now, once we went break even, as we was all the way up here, price then decided to reverse on us and take us out and hit our break even. So once we got hit, we got taken out off the break even right here. Unfortunately, we didn't take any profits off the table because we had not got to a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Therefore, we didn't take any money off the table. And unfortunately, we were taken out at break even. So for the Monday, we ended up having a minus 1% start to the week and a break-even trade. Now we come to the markets on the Tuesday, which was the 21st. I sent another US30 sell limit. So let's jump onto the charts so that we can take a look at this US30 sell limit that we sent on the Tuesday. So again, very, very simple, nice and easy following the trading strategy. We've got this new higher high, higher low, and then we get this brand new higher high, which then sweeps the Asia high as we have in our trading plan. We get a sweep of the Asia high with this new higher high. Therefore, what we're anticipating is for price to come and give us a break below this higher low to give us a lower low. Therefore, price can come back, lower high, lower low. That is the basic premise of this trading strategy. So once we got all of this in place, we then identify the order block, which we did right here. Once we've identified the order block, we place our entry at the open, stops just above the high, and a target in the opposing liquidity, which in this case is the Asia low. This is where I sent the sell limit into the Discord at exactly 9:09 in the morning, and price did come up, tap us into the trade, get very close to our stop loss, but it didn't stop us out, and then it started to move in our direction. Once we broke this low right here, I then told everyone to go break even. And once we went break even, price then again decided to reverse on us and take us out at break even. So on the Tuesday, unfortunately, we had a break even day again. So still for this week, we are minus 1%. But we don't let that deter us. We simply just stick to our trading plan and we move on to our next trade. So on Tuesday at 12:17, we can see that I sent this GU sell limit into the chat. So if we go over to the charts and check out this GU sell limit, again, guys, it's very, very simple. Sticking to the trading plan, Asia high, Asia low. We get a sweep of the Asia high, and then we're just going to follow structure. So we've had a higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we break this previous higher low, giving us a new lower low. And then all we simply did was identify our order block, which is right here. We put our entry at the open of the order block, stops just above the most local high, and we targeted the opposing liquidity, which was the Asia low. So once we had all of that in place, I sent the sell limit into the Discord for everyone to be able to get in with me, and price nice and swiftly tapped us into this trade and ran straight to the Asia low. So this was a beautiful 1 to 2 risk to reward that we ended up taking, now putting us at a net positive 1% gain on the account, following the 2 break evens and the 1 loss that we took on SPY on Monday. So 21st, we are back up to a plus 1%. So Monday, we had a losing trade, then we had a break even. Tuesday, we had a break even. And then Tuesday, we had the plus 2, giving us a plus 1% gain on the account. So as we can see, TP hit for a plus 2%. So that was Tuesday done. Now we move on to Wednesday. Now on Wednesday, we had this GU sell limit again. So it was the exact same setup on GU. As we can see, this was the Wednesday 22nd at 8:34. So if we jump onto the charts and take a look, see, it is the exact same setup as we've been taking this entire week. We have the Asia high and the Asia low. We get the sweep of the Asia high, and then we simply follow structure. So we've got this higher high, higher low, higher high. Now, once we break this higher high, we put in this new lower low. Therefore, we're anticipating a lower high and then a lower low to continue with the trend. So once we saw this happen, once we saw this market structure shift happening right here, we identified this fair value gap. Once we identified this fair value gap, I sent this trade into the Discord and I told everyone to put in the sell limit for GU. As we can see, price came in, tapped us in, and then just started running to TP. Now, this was a nice 1 to 2% gain on the account again, putting us from a +1 to a +3% gain on the account for this entire week. So we started off with a loss, took 2 break evens, and then we just started to get these winning trades. So now we've had 2% trades that has put us on 4%, factoring in the -1%. So now we're at 3% gain on the account. Can you guys see how simple this trading strategy is and how powerful this trading strategy is if you simply just stick to it? So having said that, this was on the Wednesday. We took this GU trade, which wasn't very long. It lasted for around a few hours. I think it was about 4 hours. So we closed it out nice and beautiful by lunchtime. And that was it. We were done for the day. Now, having said that, let's jump straight back into the Discord and take a look at what we have left over. On Thursday, we didn't end up taking any trades. There just wasn't any clear setups and there just wasn't anything for us to trade. Therefore, we left Thursday alone. We spent time with our family. We done whatever else we needed to do. And that was that. We didn't bother doing anything else. We didn't take a trade, and that is okay. We're still up 3% for the week. So we come back on the Friday to see if we can close out this week with a nice trade to give us some more profits. And as we can see, I sent in this buy limit on Friday at 8:50 a.m. So if we jump onto the charts and take a look at this trading setup, guys, super simple. Just like I have been preaching, this trading strategy is just nice and simple. There's no need to overcomplicate anything. There's no need to add in all sorts of crazy features and indicators and this. Trading is just a simple thing. Again, we have the Asia high and the Asia low. We get a sweep of the Asia lows right here. Once we get a sweep, we're simply following structure and we get this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then we break this lower high, giving us this brand new higher high. And we're anticipating a higher low and then a higher high. And as we can see, that is exactly what happened. Once we got a break of this lower high right here, I sent this NAS buy limit into the Discord, as we can see right here at 8:50 in the morning. Once we got this break and close above, I told everyone to get into NAS. Once we did, that was it. The rest was history. Price then flew straight to our take profit. And that was a nice 1.5% to close out the week, giving us a beautiful 4.5% gain on the account. Now, as you guys have seen, the trading strategy is super simple. I give it away for free on my YouTube. If you guys simply just stick to this trading plan, and you stick to these rules, I can guarantee that in the long term, you will definitely be successful. This trading strategy is super simple. There's not too many rules. There's not much you have to do. All you have to do is just follow the plan. Now, this is where a lot of traders go wrong because they feel like because it's so easy, they need to try and reinvent the wheel. But you don't have to do that. If it's simple and it makes you money, if it's not broken, you don't need to change it. If it's simple, then that's even better because you don't have to spend too much time on the charts. All you simply have to do is understand where you are in terms of structure and wait for a sweep. It can't get any easier than that. And we've made 4.5% this week. The proof is right here in the Discord. There's no way I can edit anything because pictures are not something that is editable in Discord. And I sent a screenshot with every single trade setup that we take so that everyone knows what areas I'm targeting, and that way there is no way I can fake anything. And you guys have seen my previous videos where I've done backtests on this exact same strategy and shown that it has a super high win rate. It is super simple and it can make you profitable. So I hope this video showed you guys how we inside the Discord are making crazy gains every single month. following this super simple trading strategy. And if you are somebody who doesn't want to do the hard work themselves, then by all means, go down in the description, click the link to become part of the community, and let me do all the hard work. Let me take all of the setups and send them to you. But if you don't want to pay me and you don't want me to guide you through how to take these trades, then just watch my free YouTube videos and become profitable yourself. It is super simple to do. It is right there for you to be able to do with ease. But I hope this video was beneficial for you guys and you understood how to take these trades. And in a way, I hope this helps you become more profitable, because you can see how simple it is that we keep it in our VIP group. But on that note, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.